All right, we've got a little 2 bedrooms, just 2 rooms. Actually, it's a 2-bedroom apartment, but it's only carpet in the bedroom. And you can see this is the small bedroom. It's kind of stained. I want to show this real quick because sometimes the pre-spray takes the stains out before we even start cleaning.
Ooh, I smell ammonia.
Yeah. And then this room, let me turn this light off so it doesn't look clear. Okay, this one has, that's a gouge right in here. That's a gouge, all the carpet's missing there. It's got some stains here by the front, by the door. And I'll turn around too fast. The closet, we're going to clean the closet's off camera, just because it's too hard to video in there.
Too boring.
Yeah. It's just a simple little, a lot of people have been asking for a rug doctor video lately, and this is one of those jobs where they like to have extraction done.
Well, you gotta remember too, we bonnet clean a lot, but we don't mind extracting. It just depends. If I can extract on 1 pass cleaning, I extract. If I have to, I think after 2 or 3 passes on, then usually I'll bonnet clean.
One thing we love about using the rug doctor to extract with is when we get done, we just dump out the dirty water. And that's pretty much it. There's not much cleanup most of the time. With a bonnet, you've got to go get the bonnet and you got to wash it out in your sink. It could take a while to get all the dirt. They hold so much dirt, it could take a long time to get them cleaned real good. Because we hand wash our bonnets, we don't put them in a machine. So that's all we're doing. It's kind of funny lighting in here, so hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on. But I'm going to go ahead and pause here, and we'll come back when he gets ready to start actually doing the cleaning in the rooms themselves. So stay tuned. I wanted to come back real quick. You can see these floors in here. We don't do the floors here. They have someone else who takes care of them. But they've got damaged, really bad damage to their floors. And this is just to show what kind of things can happen when you have rental property sometimes. Of course, the damage and stains on the carpet, but then somebody also has taken, I guess it'd take a diamond to do this, and someone scratched the window up completely. So that's permanent damage.
Yeah, who knows? They could have done it with their wedding ring.
Well, somebody's kid probably got a hold of a ring, and they probably saw a video or something that said you could scratch glass with diamonds, and they decided, well, let's just try that out. But anyway, he hasn't even done the closets yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pause. I just wanted you to see what kind of damage is in here. So the carpets may be a little rough, but you can look and see what they did to the floors. So it's not just the carpets. Alright, he's getting ready to start now. He did that strip along where his feet are at, along the wall. He already cleaned that.
I just cut in the edge.
Yeah, it just makes it easier because you can focus on going one direction.
This stuff here, this is actually red. This is red. And I don't know if we're going to pay that charger to take it out, so I don't know if it'll come out with this. If it doesn't, it has to be ironed out. So we're going to get the carpet clean, but I'm not sure about some of that red stuff.
They may not care too much in view of the damage to the floors and stuff.
Yeah, so we don't know.
And
but anyway,
I'll show you just real quick. This other room, he's done this end and that end. So it's kind of like cutting in when you're painting. He's already finished off the ends. So.
All right, here we're going to start this thing up.
Yeah, we put this Rug Doctor X3. We started using this in about March of 2011. And we've done hundreds and hundreds of apartments with it. We don't do a lot of residential with it. We usually bonnet clean those, but we do apartments because when you got a big empty space like this, these machines work good for those. But when you got to go around a lot of furniture and stuff, they're kind of big. So, but it's still on its original brush. Everything in it's original. And it still works just like new because we've got new Rug Doctors. And the brush is the same. It hasn't deteriorated at all. So the only damage we've ever had where he's got that little red C-clip up there, some kid grabbed that handle that you use to adjust the height and hung by it. And pulled the weight down, he split the handle open a little bit. So if you don't have that clamp there, it holds the two halves of the handle together. Also that release, that handle release lever, it'll pull down into the machine, into the handle further down where it's really hard to get it back out again. Other than that, it's never had any problems. It's like one stain didn't come out. It didn't react at all to cleaning. Now some of these stains, like this is where a red stain was at.
That one's not coming out like this.
Yeah. When they change color like that, somebody's tried to treat that with Resolve or something like that in the past. A lot of times when they've done that, you've got a permanent stain now because it's kind of like
well, this stain over here, this is a red stain and it's not coming out. If they want it out, they're gonna.
Yeah, we could try to treat it with a heat transfer, but that's up to them. They may not care about it.
We don't guarantee getting them out, but that's the only way to get it out if there is a way.
But when you've used Resolve, when you use Resolve or something like that on a stain in your home, you can't get it so it's set and it's permanent. It's kind of like in laundry. If you use hot water on certain stains, they make them permanent, so you want to use cold water on those. Yeah, this place must have been torn up pretty good because they painted all the cabinets white, and they never ever do that unless there's some severe damage to them. They paint them white so they don't have to replace them. But one dead giveaway in here we noticed is they put these they're like a hotel door lock, but they're safety locks, but you can see they stuck them way up high. So the people that were in here probably had a kid that liked to get out of the house and go run around and do stuff, and they couldn't. A lot of people that get in these places and they can't control the kid, and the kids go crazy. That's probably why the floor got damaged like that. So this was probably the kids' rooms, because most of the time the adults take the master bedroom, but it could be who knows what was in these carpets. And we're starting to decide that we think maybe what happened there was somebody may have dragged a curling iron or something around and melted because when you feel it, you can tell it's obviously got damage to it. And that may be burned on where it's never coming out. And we're not worried about that stain. If you've watched a bunch of our videos, we've been doing this a long time, and we have a pretty good pre-spray, and everything comes out. And what doesn't come out with the cleaning process, we get out with heat treatment. And so we have a way of doing that, but every once in a while you run into a stain, and every carpet cleaner does. There are some things that are permanent, and you're not going to get rid of them. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can attempt a couple things, but you don't want to destroy the carpet fibers and everything any more than they already are.
This room will be a lot easier. It's got... Yeah. Some of that stuff, though, we're going to have to, I don't know if we use peroxide. I've sprayed ammonia on it, and it didn't come out with ammonia, so the next step's peroxide with a hot iron.
See if they want to mess with it.
Yeah, and if they don't, then their floor is kind of messed up anyway, so the carpet will be a little messed up, and so will the floor, and if they want to go that route. But
I'm going to pause here because he's got to change the water and everything real quick, and then we'll show that big room being cleaned. Alright, we're going to do this big rim real quick. The sun's starting to pop out. That's damaged.
Sure is.
It's melted.
That ain't gonna look good.
Yeah, that's actually a gouge. Now look how close. There's a gouge. Someone slipped some gum or something out of there once. Okay, I'll move that plug over here now. Yeah, we ain't gotta fight it. Yeah, it's always best when you're using one of these types of machines to work away from your plug-in instead of towards it. See how he's having to struggle with the cords a little bit? Yeah, after you make like one pass along the wall, you can safely move your plug over there if you want to. And then just scrape your cord along the wall, and then as you keep making your passes further out, the cord just kind of follows you. But you also have to take the effort of going around and moving your plugs all the time. Sometimes you don't feel like doing that. Getting ready to make a turn. This carpet now is basically needs raked. Yeah, sorry about that bright spot there.
What?
You got a bright spot, it makes it hard to video. Try to change the angle.
I'll work my way out.
Alright, my pause here. We got to change the water one more time. And we'll continue on. Alright, we're coming back. We had to refill the, at least a partial fill on the machine.
Hey, too, there's a lot of you guys with the Bizzle green machines that keep messaging us, asking us why we don't get a Bizzle. Well, I'll tell you why. This thing here is got a patent rating by the CRI, the Carpet and Rug Institute of America. It's approved even over truck mounts. It's got a higher rating than any of them for cleaning and warranty carpets like Shaw and Mohawk.
Yeah, if you clean a carpet with a warranty on it, you want to make sure you've got the right equipment, or you can void someone's warranty. So.
Yeah, and this thing.
And we don't do very much of that, but once in a while.
But when you do, this thing here.
Like the carpets they put in these places, there's no warranty.
This machine has a higher.
You know, there's actually, I can see now, there's a red stain right there.
But this machine has a higher rating than any truck mount in the world. Period. Now, Bizzle green machines, their rotary brushes are so aggressive that they can tip bloom brand new carpet. So that's why we use this. The brush is safe. Everything's safe on this.
Yeah, when you get back to about that spot there, he's overlapping on his pass in the other direction, so he doesn't have to go all the way across the room.
One more thing. See stuff like this? That carpet's ruined, okay? So we're not going to charge them to take out the road stains in another room, because it'd be one thing to take that out and the whole carpet's flawless, but you take that out, they're going to pay you $30-40 to get it out, and then you're not going to have this stuff out anyway, because this is damaged. So
yeah.
We're just going to tell them they got their carpet damaged and there's nothing we can do.
Go ahead.
And we're not going to charge them to take a road stain.
Well, what they have on these things is when an apartment complex puts a carpet into a unit, they have to leave it for a certain amount of time because it, now what's the word I'm looking for? Depreciation. So what they have to do is if the, unless the carpet's completely destroyed, like, I mean, obviously, like, gouged up. Sometimes people cut them up and damage them purposely where they're unusable. But basically what they do, they can't really put new carpet in. A lot of people think if someone moves in on new carpet and they move out after 3 months, well, you should put new carpets down. Because it's kind of makes it icky, the idea that somebody would move in on a carpet that's been used by someone else. But it's just, you know, a carpet here is like $1,200 for these carpets. They can't afford to just keep changing carpets out every time someone moves in and stays for a few months and tears them up. So they try to hang on to it for 2 years minimum. And during that time, a lot of times, you know, they just get them clean no matter how bad they seem to look. But as long as it's still usable, you know, that's the same thing on these floors. If they aren't depreciated out yet, then it's going to be, they're putting too much money into a unit to replace the floors. And what happens also is when they replace carpets and floors before the depreciation's out on them, they have to raise the rent on that unit. And pretty soon you've priced yourself out of the market. And you have the most expensive 2-bedroom apartment in town and nobody wants to get into it. So when anybody who's got rentals, they kind of understand that you got to sometimes live with what you've got, and it's not perfect, but if they wait long enough, the right tenant will come along. And believe me, there's plenty of people that they could care less about the carpets. They just need a place to stay. And I'm sure that it'd be nice if everybody could have brand new carpets and brand new floors all the time. It's just somebody has to pay for that. And that expense gets passed on to tenants. So if they've got to keep the rents reasonable, so they got to do something.